I'm Sarah and welcome back to my channel Rosie Home. So today I am filming the brand new mum tag. This has been created by Emily Norris. If you don't follow her already, you need to. She is like the YouTube queen and she has started a new mum tag and she very kindly tagged me in it. So I am going to answer the set of questions that she's created and just tell you a bit more about myself. As a bit of a disclaimer, I'm going to apologise for the state of my hair. I curled it yesterday because I was going out, but it was really windy in the UK yesterday and my hair got blown to bits whilst I was in London, and now it looks like this. I'm just gonna roll with it. This is what you've got today, people. Without further ado, let me get stuck into the mum tag. So there is a set of 15 questions and the first question is, what is your favourite mum hack? I think this is a really hard one. There are so many. I think bribery is probably my most used mum hack. Is that allowed? My kids are really easily distracted, so if they are about to have a massive meltdown, I can nearly always pull out a snack and distract them. So I would say my best mum hack is to always have snacks in your bag. It doesn't matter where you're going, whether you've got a small bag or a big changer bag, always make sure you have something in your bag so that you can just pull it out and distract the kids at any opportunity when needed. It might be if they're a bit upset because someone's taken the toy they're playing with, or maybe they want something in a shop and you can't give it to them, or I don't know, anything like that. When you're out and about and you need to keep the kids quiet, food is my go-to. Rosalie is in the background in this video. She's not very well, so she has been off school today, so she's just sat behind me watching her iPad. So if she comes in during this video, if you hear any strange noises, that's what it is. Bless her. So the next question is my most embarrassing mum moment, and this is going to be a breastfeeding one. I've watched Emily's video and I know hers is a breastfeeding one, but this was actually mortifying. So I was, as you know, like when you breastfeed, you are feeding a lot. And there's this one time I was sat on the sofa, and I mean, this has happened numerous times when I was breastfeeding my children. It's basically as soon as you sit down ready to feed, someone would knock at the door. Anyway, this time I managed to get Maeve off and put her down, and I went to the door, opened it, and the postman was there, and I hadn't closed my flap back up, and my nipple was there and the postman was there, and it was all a bit awkward. But well, I didn't actually realise until, so I dealt with the post, took the post off him, took the parcel off the postman, said goodbye, waved him off, and then sat down to feed Maeve again and realised that my nipple had been on display the whole time. And yeah, awful. So the poor postman got a bit more than he expected when he knocked on my door that day. The third question is, what part of the day do I love the most? I'm not sure if this is like a school day or a normal day. The best part of my week is like a Saturday morning when Nick is normally home and we all pile into this bed behind me. Rosalie gets in and then Maeve wakes up and we bring her in, and we all just sort of lay in the bed for about 15 minutes to half an hour before we get up and start the day. But I just really like that time together as a family. But that only happens like once a week on a Saturday morning. My best everyday time, I don't know, there's loads of little snippets throughout the day. I love it when Maeve just wakes up for her nap and she's all sleepy and she snuggles into me. But then my favourite time with Rosalie is probably when I've put Maeve to bed and Rosalie and I just sit on her bed and read her story, do her reading, and then I read her a bedtime story. I ask her questions about her day, so I really like that part of the day with her. So yeah, I guess I have different times with each of my children. The fourth question is, what part of the day do you like the least? Mine would have to be teeth brushing. I hate it. Both my girls hate having their teeth brushed and it is such a hassle. It's something I do obviously twice a day, every day, but I hate it. Like, it's such a battle. Question number 5 is the worst thing someone said to you when you were pregnant. If you didn't know already, I am mum of 2 girls and I knew I was having a girl second time around, and I think the norm is to have what is expected of people is to have a girl and a boy. And I know a lot of people, when I told them I was having another girl, they were like, oh, you can try again. And I was a bit like, oh, I don't want to try again. This is my baby. Question number 6 is a baby name you didn't agree on. Now, for Maeve, I really like the name Nancy. Nick's nan is actually called Nancy, and I really like the idea of using a family name. She is sadly no longer with us, and I never actually met her, so I thought it was really lovely that I could then name our baby girl after her, but Nick did not like it. He was not a fan and yeah, he won in the end because she's called Maeve. Question number 7 is, do you co-sleep? Which is an interesting one because I would say no, we've never co-slept. Obviously I had a next to me crib when the girls were feeding, but as soon as they went into their own room, that was that. They were in their own room. But Nick is working away at the moment, so Rosalie does actually sleep in this double bed with me. So this has been a fairly new thing, I would say, in the last year. So yeah, I'm basically co-sleeping with her every night. She sleeps in the double bed. We don't wake each other up because obviously she's on one side, I'm on the other. We both have plenty of room. I don't even know she's in the bed with me, to be honest. She's very good. She doesn't encroach on my side at all. I actually prefer sharing a bed with Rosalie, sharing a bed with Nick, purely because she takes up less room. But I am very strict in that when Nick comes home, Rosalie has to go back in her own bed. And we did have a bit of trouble with this at first, but I told her that if she didn't stay in her own bed when Daddy was home, she wouldn't be able to stay in my bed when he went away. She soon stopped coming into our bed in the night when she was meant to be in her own bed, and now we're fine. Like, she sleeps in her own bed, no problem, when he's here, and then she'll sleep in the double bed with me when he's not. So that is probably a yes now. Question number 8 is something you have bought that you have never used. To be honest, I don't think there is much that I bought and didn't use. Actually, I bought a ring sling and really didn't get on with it. So I never used that. It was too complicated to tie, so that was something I didn't use. I have a stretchy sling, which I preferred and I used a lot. Another item I didn't use was a top and tail bowl. Do you remember those? Have you seen them? They were like, I had one with Rosalie. I didn't even bother to get one with Maeve, but they have like, you put water in one side and cotton wool balls on the other, and then you use them to wipe the baby's bum when they're first born, but that was such a hassle with the cotton wool was getting stuck, and oh, it was just so messy. So with Maeve, I just use water wipes from the get-go and found it so much easier. So question number 9 is 3 hospital bag must-haves. So this I found really hard. I packed so much in my hospital bag. I will link my 2 hospital bag videos down below, although they're hideous because I was huge. You'll see my big swelled up pregnant face. Oh, hi Rosalie. But I think must-haves, I don't know, I'm just thinking of must-nots, things I didn't use. But I would say hats for baby. When Maeve came out, we had this sort of like mad rush trying to warm her up, and we were trying to find as many hats as possible, and I'd only put a few in her hospital bag, and then Nick was running around the house trying to find more. Maternity pads, you will need so many maternity pads. It is like a period times a million once you've just given birth, so you just need lots of pads. I'll leave it there. And something to secure those pads. You don't want tight pants, so I bought lots of cheap pants, big black massive pants. The third item I would say is like a nice body wash, so that you can have a shower, you can make yourself smell nice, and you can put on some comfy clothes after. I think it's really important to feel good after you've had a baby, so whether it's nice clothes, whether it's to smell nice, whether it is makeup, like whatever your thing is, bring it with you so you can make yourself feel good after you've just had your baby. Question number 10 is, are you a routine mum or a go with the flow type of mum? Now, I am a routine mum. I love routines. I think they make my life so much easier. If I'm following a routine and I'm feeling organised, then I'm just a much happier person. That said, if things don't go to plan, I don't stress too much. Like, I wouldn't get upset if the routine didn't happen, but if it does, it makes my life easier, so I'm happy. And the second part of this question is, what does bedtime look like? So at the moment, Nick is working away Monday to Friday, so I do bedtime on my own. So the first thing we do is about 5 o'clock we have dinner. After dinner, sometimes if I have washing to fold, I'll sit on the sofa and fold washing while the girls watch a bit of telly. We call it a dance party. They dance around to party songs. Baby Shark and such whilst I fold washing, and then afterwards we'll go upstairs, we'll have a bath. I bath both the girls together. I get them both out of the bath. Rosie will then watch a little bit of iPad whilst I take Maeve to her bedroom, towel dry her, read her a story and put her in her pyjamas, and then put her to bed. And then I will come back into this room where Rosalie is watching her iPad, kind of like she is now. And she's normally in her pyjamas by then as well. She gets herself dressed ready for bed. Then we read her reading book together, and then I read her a bedroom story, and then she goes to bed. So that is pretty much our bedtime routine, and we do that most days. Question number 11 is, what type of labour did you have? Now, I had 2 very good labours. First one with Rosalie here was in hospital because I was a first time mum and I was a little nervous, but I did have a natural birth. There was no interventions, and the only medication I had was gas and air. Second time round, I actually had a home birth in this very bedroom, and I had no medication at all. I did want gas and air, but by the time the midwife arrived, I was that far gone. I was at the pushing stage and there was no opportunity to have gas and air. So yeah, Maeve was completely natural at home, and it was the best birth ever. And if anyone is on the fence about having a home birth, I would definitely suggest it. It was honestly one of the most magical experiences of my whole life, and I would give birth again tomorrow. I loved it. Question number 12 is, have you ever been mum shamed? I think I have. There are a few I can think of, not so much in real life, but online I have. I can't think of any in real life, so I don't think anyone's ever said anything to my face, or if they have, I don't remember. I mean, I'm sure people have commented on how I do things, but I honestly, I can't remember them because I don't take any notice. I think it is so important as a mum to trust your gut. I think in every situation with a baby or a toddler, there are so many ways you can go, like none of them are wrong, and you just have to do what works for you and your baby, and you will work that out between you. Pretty much just follow your heart and you will know deep down what is right for you and your baby. So really, I have been mum shamed online and I literally take no notice. I mean, whatever anyone says about me, I have 2 beautiful girls that are very well behaved when we go out in public. They are very kind. Obviously they do have their moments and they have tantrums, but most of the time they make me so proud. So I just think I must be doing something right. I don't take any notice. And as I said, if I have been mum shamed, it's been like water off a duck's back, and I can't even remember what anyone said to me. Oh, question number 13. What are the biggest challenges you have faced since becoming a mum? These questions are tough, Emily. I don't even know where to start. I mean, being a mum is not easy. There are so many challenges to overcome, but I guess I'm quite a positive person. Things have happened to me in my life which have made me have to be. I've had to get on with things that I'm not happy with. Things have happened to me and I have had to deal with them and carry on with life when I've really not wanted to. And I think because of that, I kind of can take a lot of things in my stride. So even as a mum, I'm very grateful to be alive. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very grateful to be a mum. I'm not shaming anyone that does have problems or difficulties. And I do think that I do have very good children. I'm making this sound really bad, but I do think my children have been good babies, and I think I'm very lucky because of that. But I don't know, there have been challenges. There have been times when I've cried because I've been up all night and I haven't had a wink of sleep. In the very early stages, I had mastitis twice. That was very horrific. If you've never had mastitis, it is literally wipes you. That's the only, I've never had flu, and the flu-like symptoms I got when I had mastitis was so bad. It literally wiped me out, and that I found very hard. But as soon as I had antibiotics, those symptoms went away, and then I was feeling better again. I do remember when I first started breastfeeding Rosalie, my nipples were so sore, they were bleeding, they were weeping, and Rosalie was crying. Nick would be like, she needs to feed, and I'd be like, no, I can't feed her, it hurts too much, you're gonna have to hold her for a bit. And I was like, not yet, in another hour maybe, but not right now, they're too sore. So that was really hard. But once you get through them, you forget. Now, I guess feeding, that would probably be the hardest challenge I faced, was learning to breastfeed Rosalie, practicing all the different techniques. As I said, I had mastitis twice. So I had very sore nipples with Rosalie, but you get through it, and breastfeeding was one of the best experiences of being a mum. I absolutely loved it. And With Maeve, it was very interesting because I expected to have sore nipples again, but I didn't at all. Like, feeding just came straight back. I had none of the troubles that I had with Rosalie at the very beginning, and it was like my boobs remembered how to breastfeed. They didn't get sore at all, and yeah, I didn't have any problems second time round. So if you can get through those horrible months at the beginning, I think a doctor once told me it takes 12 weeks to get feeding established. So if you can get through those first 3 months breastfeeding, then you've done it and you're home and dry. But they are hard. Question number 14 is the best bit of advice you have been given and the best bit of advice that you would give to a new mum. I think I've touched on it already in my previous questions, but my piece of advice for a new mum is to follow your heart. You will know what is best for you and your baby. There are so many things you can do in every situation, at least 2 ways you could go, and neither of them are wrong, and you just have to work out which one is best for both of you. I swaddled both my babies and that worked for me. I know it doesn't work for other people, but I loved swaddling. I gave both my babies dummies because I was breastfeeding and it made my life easier, but I know many people don't give babies dummies. Like, you just got to do what works for you. And trusting yourself and knowing that as a mother you do know what's best for your child, that is the most precious thing and the most important thing, I think, to me. Have confidence in your choices and trust your own decisions. And follow your instincts. When I gave birth to Rosalie, they left me sort of in the room with like, oh, we'll come back and check on you in an hour. And I remember looking at the clock and being like, oh my God, if this is going to continue for another hour, I need to crack on with this gas and air. So then I was really deeply like inhaling the gas and air till I was nearly passing out. And then, like, I've never given birth before, but I said to the nurse, to the midwife, I was like, the head's coming out. Like, I could feel it coming out. Like, I don't know how, because I'd never given birth to a baby before, but I knew that the head was coming. The midwife went and I had a look. She was actually a student midwife. She went and had a look and was like, oh yes, so it is. So they were just like leaving me in the room and I was ready to push. But if I hadn't said that to the midwife, they wouldn't have even known that that was happening. And I don't know how I knew that the head was coming out, but I just did. And becoming a mother is such a wonderful thing, and something takes over you. Like, the maternal instinct is so strong. Ride it out, trust yourself, and embrace every moment, because for me it is the best thing in the world. So we've reached the end of the tag, question number 15, and that is, who is your mum crush? When you say mum crush, like, oh hey Rosie. The first thing that comes to mind is my beautiful friend Lucy Jessica Carter. I just think she's gorgeous. She's so pretty and she's such a kind person. I know her in real life and she has such a kind heart. Like, she will do anything for anyone, and I just love her and think she's such a good mum to her 2 boys, and I just think she is such an inspiration, and I personally take so much inspiration from her positivity, her life, her fashion, her home. I am very lucky to have a great group of friends in real life and online. My best friend is a mum of 4 who is always inspiring me. She's the best. I have friends online like Emily, Lucy, Jodie, who is also another mum of 4, Katie. There are so many mums that inspire me and I talk to them pretty much every day. So all the other Insta mums that are out there that, like, when I put on my Instagram that I need help with something and that message me back and tell me what to do, I appreciate it so much. You are inspiring me daily. Rosalie just wants a little cuddle. Look at you. Another one of my inspirations is, of course, my mum and my nan. I go to my mum daily with my random questions, and I'm always asking her for advice on little things like what she used to buy the girls to big things. Like, when I've had serious problems, she would always be my first port of call. So next, who I tag some fabulous mamas that I love to watch on YouTube. If anyone wants to have a go at this tag, then please do, and please tag me in it so I can see your answers. But especially these lovely ladies: Elise Cherie, Aziz, Kate Bridge, Laura Byrne, my real life friend Ray Willis, who has just started a channel, so I'll link her down below. Go and check her out if you haven't seen her before. Nicola Johnston and Amy Everything Mummy. So go on girls, go and have a try at this and answer these questions. It's actually quite hard. So that is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. This has been a good video to film today when Rosalie isn't very well. I'm gonna go and look after my poorly pup. Please do like this video if you enjoyed it, and please do subscribe to my channel. If you have any other questions or anything you want to ask me, then let me know in the comments below and I will be about when this video goes live to answer them for you. Thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Bye!
Bye! bye.